Have you ever found yourself in a relationship that begins perfectly? At first, she seems just as invested as you are, and everything feels fantastic. But then, out of nowhere, she starts to withdraw. The messages become less frequent, affection diminishes, and you're left questioning what went wrong. What if I told you that the key to changing this situation isn't to chase her harder, but to do the exact opposite? The harsh reality is that many men falter because they fear letting go. Today, I'm going to share the pivotal moment when stepping back can actually prompt her to pursue you. Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll grasp why this strategy is effective, empowering you to redefine the dynamics in your relationship. Get ready to stop being an option and start being the prize. We'll explore a profound lesson from Stoicism: detachment. The Stoics recognized something thousands of years ago that many men today overlook. When you release what you can't control, you gain genuine control over your life. In our modern world, it often feels like you need to continuously prove your worth to women, as if their attention validates your existence. But here's the truth. The more you pursue her, the less respect she'll have for you. When you show that you need her, she quickly loses interest. Detachment isn't about being indifferent or cold. It's about recognizing your own value and not placing her on a pedestal. Today, I'll show you how embracing this timeless principle can not only make her desire your attention, but also put you back in charge of your own life. So if you're ready to stop being the one who chases and start being the one pursued, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Number 1. The moment you step back. This is where the real transformation begins. If you've been the one constantly reaching out, texting, calling, initiating, when you suddenly stop, she'll notice that something has changed. It's like taking away a beloved toy. She might not appreciate it until it's gone. You create a void in her life, and that void grows louder the longer you stay away. Consider this. When was the last time she genuinely reached out to you? If she's grown accustomed to your constant presence, she may not value it anymore. But once you stop being her emotional support, she'll start to wonder, where did he go? Women are naturally inclined to respond to a challenge. If you're always available, you become predictable, and that can lead to boredom. By stepping back and reclaiming your time, you shift the dynamic, making her question her feelings. Stop being the one who texts first, asks to hang out, or overcommits. Why let her dictate your self-worth? Each time you pursue her or prioritize her needs over your own goals, you're sending a message that she's more important than you. Society has conditioned men to seek validation from women, but the truth is, you owe her nothing. When you seek her approval, you're already losing. Your worth comes from the effort you invest in yourself, your body, your mind, your passions. Once you realize this, you'll stop bending over backward for her and recognize that your time and energy are far too valuable to waste on someone who doesn't appreciate you. Women can sense when a man lacks self-value. They can detect desperation from a distance. If you're constantly looking for her approval, you risk losing her respect. The moment you demonstrate that you don't need her to feel whole, her perception of you will shift. You'll no longer be the guy who's always chasing her attention. Instead, you'll be the man focused on his own growth, and that's where real attraction lies. Don't measure your self-worth based on her responses. If she ignores your texts or fails to reciprocate, that's her loss, not yours. Number 2, understanding your own worth. The foundation of true attraction lies in recognizing and appreciating your own value. Too often, men find themselves caught up in a cycle of seeking validation from women, believing that their worth is contingent upon her attention. This mindset not only undermines your self-esteem, but also sets the stage for unhealthy dynamics in your relationships. When you understand your own worth, you shift the focus from trying to impress her to investing in yourself. This means acknowledging your strengths, passions, and the unique qualities that make you who you are. Remember, your value is not determined by someone else's approval or affection. It's inherent to you as an individual. By embracing this understanding, you naturally exude confidence. Confidence is incredibly attractive, and when you know what you bring to the table, you stop feeling the need to chase. Instead of bending over backward to gain her attention, you start living life on your terms, pursuing your interests and goals. This shift is transformative. When you prioritize your own growth and well-being, you send a clear message. You are not just another option. You are someone who values himself. Women are drawn to men who recognize their own worth because it signals strength and self-assuredness. So take the time to reflect on what makes you special. Invest in your passions, whether that's fitness, career, or hobbies. As you build a life that reflects your true self, you'll find that not only do you feel better about yourself, but you also become more attractive to others. Understanding your own worth empowers you to set boundaries and make choices that align with your values. It allows you to detach from the fear of rejection and embrace the idea that if someone doesn't appreciate you for who you are, they don't deserve a place in your life. In the end, the more you appreciate yourself, the more others will too. When you stop seeking validation and start recognizing your own value, you'll create an irresistible aura that draws people in, ultimately changing the dynamics of your relationships for the better. Number 3. How she reacts to your absence. At first, she might seem unaffected. The truth is, many women today are used to having men around them, showering them with attention. So when you pull back, her ego may not initially feel the impact. She might believe she's better off without you, surrounded by her other admirers. However, deep down, women dislike losing control. Once she realizes you're no longer chasing her, it will unsettle her. Modern women often receive validation through social media likes and attention from other men. But when you withdraw, it triggers a realization. Initially, she might act as if she doesn't care, continuing to post pictures and hang out with friends. But inside, she'll begin to doubt herself. She'll start checking her phone, wondering why you're no longer there. Remember, women crave attention similarly to how men crave respect. As soon as you stop giving her that validation, she'll feel the absence. She'll be scrolling through her messages, waiting for your name to appear. And when it doesn't, she'll start to question things. This isn't about manipulation. It's about demonstrating that you won't beg for her attention anymore. Trust me, once she realizes this, she'll be the one reaching out to you. Number 4. Why detachment boosts attraction. Many men misunderstand this concept. Society leads you to believe that showering her with attention, gifts, and affection will win her over. But the reality is, the more you chase, the faster she runs. Women are biologically drawn to strength and mystery, not desperation. Constant availability and a need for validation signal weakness. In today's dating landscape, weakness can extinguish attraction. Let me clarify. Detachment doesn't mean being rude or ignoring her. It means conserving your energy and focusing on your own life. When you shift your attention away from her and invest in your growth, she'll sense that change. This creates a new dynamic. No longer are you the needy guy. You become the man with options, unafraid to walk away. And let me tell you, there's nothing more appealing to a woman than a man who can confidently detach. In our instant gratification world, your detachment becomes a compelling asset. She's used to men bombarding her with messages and attention, but when you step back from that noise, she'll start to wonder what you're up to. Curiosity will morph into attraction, and that air of mystery is key to keeping her interested. Number 5. Overcoming the fear of losing her. This is where many men stumble. The thought of losing her can be terrifying, right? You might think that if you don't keep texting, calling, or bending over backward, she'll forget about you and move on to someone else. But let me ask you, What kind of woman would leave just because you decided to take a step back? If she does, that reveals her true colors. She never valued you in the first place. Here's a hard truth. If she doesn't respect you, she doesn't deserve you. The fear of losing her is just that, a fear, an illusion fed to you by a society that insists your worth is tied to how much you chase women. The reality is, if you're chasing her, you've already lost. Flip that script. Fear is her weapon, not yours. She uses it to keep you in pursuit, making you scared of losing her attention or approval. But that approval doesn't matter. What truly matters is that you stop fearing the possibility of walking away. Today's men are taught that if they don't constantly prove their worth, women will leave. But when you detach and live your life independently, that's when she'll start to fear losing you. You become the man who doesn't rely on her for validation, and that gives you power. Begin by flipping that fear. Next time you feel the urge to text her out of worry, she'll forget about you. Redirect that energy toward yourself, your goals and passions. Watch how quickly the dynamic shifts. Number 6. Focusing on personal growth. While she's left wondering where you've disappeared to, you're not sitting idle, waiting for her to notice you. Instead, you're out there leveling up, hitting the gym, advancing your career, and mastering your skills. In a world where too many men compromise their potential to please women, you're choosing the opposite path, reclaiming your time and investing it where it counts, on yourself. Many men lose sight of their goals and ambitions once they enter a relationship, prioritizing her above everything else. They start skipping gym sessions, canceling plans with friends, and abandoning their hobbies. But when you detach, you put yourself first. You stop worrying about her opinions and begin building the man you're meant to be. Here's the twist. When she sees you focusing on your own growth, becoming stronger, better, and more confident, it drives her wild. The man she thought she could manipulate is now evolving into someone of value. You're no longer just filling space in her life. You're someone who's outgrowing her, and that realization will only intensify her desire for you. Start today by getting back into your routine and picking up the goals you set aside for her. Reinvest in yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. The more you focus on your personal development, the more power you reclaim, and the less you'll worry about whether she's paying attention. Number 7. How she begins to miss you. This is where the dynamics shift. You've stopped chasing and ceased being her emotional safety net. Now she's beginning to feel the weight of your absence. Initially, she might not admit it. She may act as if she's thriving, posting pictures with friends, or even trying to make you jealous by hanging out with another guy. But don't be deceived. Every time she checks her phone and sees no messages from you, she'll start to wonder. You're no longer there to fill her emotional void, and that void only grows larger the longer you stay away. In a world where everyone is glued to their screens, your silence speaks volumes. She'll start scrolling through her messages, realizing that the one person who used to be there for her is now gone. She'll begin to crave the attention she once took for granted, and doubt will start to creep in. She'll wonder if you've moved on, found someone else, or simply no longer care. This realization drives her wild. This is a pivotal moment when she understands that you're no longer emotionally dependent on her. She'll be forced to reevaluate your significance in her life. Modern women are accustomed to men pursuing them and being the center of attention. By breaking that cycle and stepping back, you completely change the dynamic. When she reaches out, resist the urge to jump at the opportunity. Stay cool, calm, and, most importantly, detached. Let her come to you on your terms. You're no longer the man who bends over backward for her. She must earn her way back into your life. And trust me, when you approach it this way, she will chase you. Number 8. The realization of what she lost. This is the moment of reckoning. The point where she fully grasps what she's given up. You were her rock, the one who supported her and provided the attention she didn't even realize she needed until it was gone. Now that you're not there, the validation she relied on has disappeared. She'll seek it from other men, thinking they can fill the void, but deep down she knows they can't compare to what you offered. Here's the blunt truth. Women today are inundated with attention from every direction. Social media and dating apps bombard them with messages from men eager to gain their interest, but 99% of these men are just chasing her. She knows this, which is why she takes them for granted. They're easy. But you've stopped being easy. You've become the exception. You've distanced yourself, making her realize the value of what she once had. When she comprehends what she's lost, she'll start second-guessing everything she thought she could easily replace. She'll discover that no one else matches your energy, presence, or the way you made her feel. This is the power of scarcity. By pulling away, you've increased your value in her eyes, leaving her to feel that void. Number 9. Why detachment empowers you. The biggest mistake many men make today is relinquishing their power. Society has conditioned you to believe that the more you give, the more you'll receive. You've been led to think that if you just try harder, she will eventually come around. But that's not how it works. Detachment is about recognizing that you are the prize. Yes, read that again. You don't need to beg for her attention or seek her validation. The moment you stop chasing and begin focusing on your own path, you become more powerful than ever. Here's the reality. Women don't want a man who is emotionally dependent. They want someone who knows his worth and isn't afraid to walk away. When you detach, you send a strong message. You're not waiting around for anyone's approval. You're building your own empire, and anyone who wants to be part of that must earn it. This isn't about being cold or playing games. It's about self-respect. You're no longer the guy waiting by the phone, hoping she'll acknowledge you. You're too busy leveling up. Too many men have become slaves to female validation. Social media convinces you that your worth is determined by how many women express interest, how many likes you get, or how often she texts back. But the truth is, your power comes from within. Detachment is the ultimate form of power, and when you embrace it, you reclaim your freedom. You control the narrative, set the terms, and most importantly, you take control of your life. Number 10. The final shift from chasing to being chased. In today's world, women are accustomed to being chased. They're constantly overwhelmed by attention from men who will respond to their slightest hint of interest. But you're different. You've detached and shown her that you're not just another option in her inbox. You're the prize. When you step back and focus on yourself, you disrupt the usual script. Now she's left questioning, why isn't he chasing me? What's wrong with me? And that's precisely where you want her, to be in self-doubt, not you. Women desire what they can't have. The more accessible you are, the less value you hold in her eyes. But when you demonstrate that you're perfectly fine without her, you suddenly become a rare commodity. You've done what most men won't. You've prioritized yourself. She'll begin to panic, realizing she thought she could have you whenever she wanted. But now, you're the one in control. Suddenly, she's sending texts she never would have before, reaching out to ask what you're up to. She feels the sting of your absence and becomes the one pursuing you. This is the ultimate reversal of power. You're no longer the guy waiting for a response. You've built an exciting life, and now she wants in. But here's the catch. When she starts chasing, don't rush to give in. Let her earn it. She must prove herself this time. You've earned the right to be selective. Don't sell yourself short. If there's one takeaway from this video, let it be this. Your power lies in detachment. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about standing firm in your value. When you stop chasing, everything changes. You've witnessed how the dynamic shifts. The moment you focus on yourself, she starts questioning, wondering, and ultimately chasing. But remember, This isn't just about winning her back. It's about reclaiming control over your life, your energy, and your emotions. You deserve a relationship where you're valued, not one where you're begging for scraps. Detachment places you back in the driver's seat of your life, where you belong. If this resonated with you and you're ready to take charge of your relationship and your life, hit that subscribe button right now. It's free, and it helps us share this message with more men who need to hear it. If you want to dive deeper, consider joining our membership. It supports us in keeping this content raw, real, and accessible for all men striving to reclaim their power. Don't wait for her approval. Begin your journey today. So there you have it. Detaching from the chase and understanding your own worth can completely transform your relationships. Remember, you are not just another option. You are the prize. By focusing on personal growth and reclaiming your power, you create an undeniable attraction that shifts the dynamics in your favor. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community. We're all about empowering men to reclaim their confidence and live life on their terms. Thanks for watching, and remember, when you know your worth, the world becomes your playground. Until next time, keep growing and stay confident.